Welcome to Pilot Mountain, North Carolina, one of North Carolina's easiest crags to access for rock climbing. Whether you're in the Triad, the Triangle, or down at the coast, Pilot Mountain offers a wide array of top roping, sport climbing, and trad climbing here. So in this video, what we're going to go over is what to bring to a typical single pitch crag like Pilot Mountain, how to access the cliff edges and the climbing areas, and how to set up an anchor for a top rope. So let's go ahead and take a drive up to the top. All right, so we made it to the top and we're ready to go climbing. So let's start with, what do you typically bring to a single pitch crag like Pilot Mountain? So we'll start with the bag. A 30 liter to 50 liter bag to me is pretty decent, and can pack everything that you need for a day like this out at a single pitch day. I like this Triangle Crag Pack 3.0 that they've got. Fits everything that I need. It's got some cool outside pockets to stuff things, and it just really works for me. So first and foremost, we'll talk about hydration. Bringing water. I got an Nalgene here. I got a smaller bottle. I like to say, you really need to bring more water than you think, because you're putting chalk on your hands, you're touching rock, you're doing physical activity. You're going to drink a lot of water, no matter if it's hot or cold. Make sure you got water with you. It'll make your climbing day a whole lot better and your recovery time. So got my water over there. Got a place for my climbing shoes down here, and then this stretchy pocket up here. I've got just kind of a standard first aid kit that I take with me. I've got a tourniquet for those just unforeseen accidents that require something trauma related. Good, handy to have. And then I have just a small little thin windbreaker layer that if I just happen to not bring like a jacket and it's windy, this can make your climbing day a whole lot better too, because being cold when you don't want to be really sucks. So this is kind of the stuff that I have on the outside. Then we'll flip it open to the inside. Going through just standard stuff. Got my helmet. Always, please, always bring a helmet, especially to Pilot Mountain. And it's not from the fact that you're going to hit the rocks. It's more of, there's a lot of traffic that goes to the top of these cliff sides, and a small rock could really do damage if not kill you. So please bring a helmet. Make sure it's a climbing helmet, not a biking helmet. The biggest part is a climbing helmet's going to have a solid surface up here, whereas a bike helmet is not. And a small rock can get through those spaces in the bike helmet. So if you're going to climb outside, please, this should be one of the first things that you buy, is a nice climbing helmet. Next up will be your harness and belay device. I love Misty Mountain. Misty Mountain made me this awesome custom Cadillac. So I got my harness here. I've also got my belay device, which is the Petzl Gree. And then I've got a personal anchoring system on here, clipped to the back, and then just a couple of other things. I've got a pair of gloves. I've got a backup belay device, rappel device, and a third hand, and a few other carabiners, as well as my trad cleaning tool. I don't really leave home without that one. So I got my harness there, chalk bag. Definitely want to have some chalk out here. And like I said, there's my shoes. A little accessory, something nice to have, is a pair of belay glasses. You can get these off Amazon for pretty cheap. They will save your neck. So highly recommend getting belay glasses. Next up will be our cordage and ropes. So starting with, this is about 30 feet of 9.5 millimeter static that I'm going to be using for a tether. This is what I use to access the cliff edges. This is what I use to go over the cliff edge if I need to access an anchor that's a little bit low and I want to transfer over to a rappel to get down there. So I'm bringing this cord. Then I got my rope here. A 60-meter rope at Pilot Mountain will get you on everything that you want to climb. If you're only able to buy one rope, I would recommend buying a 70-meter, just because you're going to be able to do so much more with a 70-meter. But this 60-meter from Triangle works just fine here. I've got some cordage. This is a 5.5 meter long piece of 7 mil cordage that I can use to make all sorts of top rope anchors. I can access anchors where the hangers are really far back, like Papa Bear, for example. Like Goldilocks, the anchors are far back and you need to have a long piece of cord. So I have this piece of cordage and I've got 4 carabiners. I've got 2 big heavy duty steel ones and then these 2 smaller ones from camp that go into the hangers. So there's my piece of cord or my anchor stuff. And then I've got a set of sport climbing draws. I've got 10 regular draws and I've got 2 anchor draws. So if I'm in sport climbing mode, I'm more likely going to carry these up and set these as my top rope anchor for whoever's climbing after me versus the cordage. And that's really route dependent. And that's based on the anchors are accessible at the edge that we can use for top rope. So 10 sport draws plus 2 anchor draws will get you on any sport climb here at Pilot Mountain. And that's going to do it. Another thing you probably want to bring with you to Pilot is a stick clip. Trango makes a really nice collapsible one called the Evo stick. I really like that one. I have it. I just didn't bring it. And or paint pole, whatever you need to do and make a stick clip, because a lot of the clips here are relatively high, so I recommend bringing a stick clip. So that's all the gear that you need for a day at Pilot. So now let's go. We're going to go over to the permit box and talk about getting our permit for the day. Okay, let's talk about permitting. Permit box for pilots right here, right next to the parking lot. And really just talking about the permit. One, it serves as our liability waiver for the park so that we don't hold it responsible for anything that might happen here, because we shouldn't. It also has climbing regulations on the back that if you have any questions about what you can and can't do here, you can answer right there. But for us as the climbing community, it's more important that this is our voice. This is how the park recognizes the amount of climbers that come to a place like Pilot Mountain. We get a ton of climbing traffic here. We do a ton of work here, and this is the paper trail that we have as the climbing community to say, yes, we are a majority here at Pilot Mountain, and our opinions, our desires should be heard. So everybody needs to fill one out. It is not a one person, one per party kind of permit. That varies state to state and park to park. So just check the permit. You'll know real quick if it does or not. And this also doesn't take the place of a special use permit. If you're a guiding company, you definitely need to not only pay and get a special activity, special use permit, but when your climbers are here, they also need to fill this out as well. So just stop by the box. There's usually a pen or 2 in here that you can fill it out, and you're gonna take paper, you leave the white, take the yellow, keep it on you in case they want to see it, and then drop it right here. There's a slot in the front for you to do that. Please don't fold it. It says it right there. Don't fold it. All right, so now we're going to go access the cliffs. There's 2 ways to access the climbing area from the top. First way is heading down the Grindstone trail, followed by the blue circles to where it intersects with the upper Three Bears parking or Three Bears stairs area sign. It's pretty well marked, and you'll veer off to the left at that intersection and then head down, and it will intersect into the Three Bears area, and then from there you can go left or right at the bottom depending on where you'd like to go. Or you can head this way around the bathrooms and down towards the knob, and where it intersects with the Ledge Springs Trail, you'll take a right and you'll go and come down the climbing area, and the first area you'll come to is parking lot. So if that's where you're looking to climb, I would suggest heading this way. Plus you're already up here using the bathroom, freshen up or getting more water, and this is a quick, fast, and mostly downhill way to the climbing area. More than likely, if this is your first time climbing at Pilot Mountain, you chose to come the Grindstone Way and down through the Three Bears area. So once you get between the upper Three Bear stairs and the lower Three Bear stairs, you're gonna see this sign, and this is a good intersection to choose where you're gonna start out with. Most people start at either Three Bears or the Little Amphitheater. I like the Little Amphitheater a little bit better because there's just a lot more routes at the same grade there, and most of the anchors are really easily accessible. So that's where we're gonna head to access the cliff tops and to get our top ropes set up. A route I like to start with at Pilot Mountain in the Little Amphitheater area is right behind me, called Grandpa's Belay. The anchors are down on a lower part of rock down here, so I'm going to go ahead and set up a top rope on the climb using my cordage and carabiner setup configured into a quad. Don't worry if you're not familiar with what a quad is. You can either go, I recommend REI, they have great videos. There's a myriad of how-to videos on how to set up the quad, or join us for one of our Gym To Crag events that we have here at Pilot on the third Saturday of every month, and we'll teach you how to make this very versatile anchor using your cordage and your carabiners. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to use my rope. But first, I want to get my tether set up so that I'm safe accessing the cliff edge. Most important reason that I personally use a tether on top of the cliff edges is not for the off chance that I'm going to stumble and fall of that. I'm leaning down and I'm working on an anchor. When I stand back up, sometimes I get lightheaded. And in those scenarios, in those moments, I can't really control what I'm doing. So I'd rather be tethered in with something like this, very simple, and save my life than try to risk it. But rule of thumb, when you're on the top, you're just observing things, you've got your camera away from the edge will keep you in those scenarios without a tether. So let's go to get this. I go off of a tree over here to my left. There are a whole bunch of trees and other rocks and different things to set up in this area to set your tether to. I like this tree because it's very versatile across all of the climbs up here, so that I can use one tether to access all of them and I don't have to keep resetting it all the time. So what I'm doing is I've come to the back of the tree. I've got the tree in between me and the cliff edge so that I maximize safety. And I'm going to set up what's called a snap bowline around this tree and to set my tether up. So I'll wrap this guy around here. I'll go ahead and snap my rope over, pull through. Funny, I didn't learn this knot in climbing. I learned this knot in the Army. We had to tie this thing over and over and over again. So that's where I learned it. So I snapped the bowline over, and now I'm backing it up with another half hitch knot to close the system. Don't know what a bowline is? Don't worry. Check out REI videos. Check out all the other climbing instructor videos out there on the web. Or again, join us for that Gym To Crag course. So now I've got my tether set up. It's got plenty of room to access all of these climbs around here, and I'm going to go ahead and fix that into my gree-gree. So now I'm on tether, safe on the edge, and now I can go access the cliff edge. Okay, so we have got our tether set up, we've got our climbing stuff, and we're at the cliff edge. Once I get to the cliff edge and I feel like I'm in a good space, I've got enough slack out here, I'm going to go ahead and tie a catastrophe knot on the end of my tether. That's just to prevent me from going any far more forward while I'm working on my anchor setup here, and it allows me to go hands-free here. So I've got these anchors right here at my feet for Grandpa's Belay. They might just be two hangers, or they might have some chains like this with some wrap rings on the end. This makes things very convenient for when I want to clean and lower after climbing this route and go to another one without having to come all the way back up here. I can recover my anchor and lower the rope without doing that. So I'm going to use the rings right here to put my quad onto to set this up. So now I've got my pre-tied quad here, so this makes things a lot faster. I'm going to just go ahead and get another visual check of it, make sure I don't have any burrs or cuts or anything. Looks good. And then go ahead and put my quad onto the rings, lock these carabiners, and then pulling it up, just making sure that I can get decent equalization. Nothing crazy here. All right, now I just set it off to the edge. So now I'm gonna go ahead and lower my rope down. So this is something I like to bring up as far as, you know, what is the preferred method of signaling that you're about to throw a rope. You know, from industry standard or for a long time, people, it was just this loud rope. And to me, I don't really feel like that is a good way to do it. It just creates a very noisy presence at the crag. And at a place like this, if I'm around the corner at a different part of the cliff, I might hear this blurt, might think someone's hurt, and I might, you know, want to go check it out and make sure if I can offer assistance or anything. So in a place like Pilot Mountain, you can usually observe who's below you and right below you. So making clear, direct communication to those people below you makes more sense to me. So it's really gonna be just a peek over. If I see somebody below me, hey, I'm about to throw the rope down here, is that okay? Yep, you know, making sure that they respond back to me before I just go heaving my rope over. So now I got my rope out here, and I'm gonna start flaking it in my hands. One, to just start to do another inspection on my rope. Something might have happened on the way walking down here in the car, whatever. But this is a great way for me to just kind of get hands-on to a part of my rope. So I can get a good portion of it. If I can see the bottom and I know how long it's gonna be, I might as well just go ahead and throw part of it, especially if I know that's the climber side. So again, I'm looking down, seeing someone's there. Hey, I'm about to drop this rope. Dropping it as close to the cliff as I can and getting that visual confirmation that it did hit the ground. So now I'll pick my anchor up, make sure I've got it pulled the right way, and then I'll go ahead and go one, go two, got both of these on here. Now, little pro tip before I throw my anchor over, I'm going to put a little half hitch or a little bite on here, cinch this down. And what this does is this allows me to drop the anchor over and to lower the other side a little bit smoother, and so it's not going to zip through and mess up my let out here. So now I got a little bite on there, and plus I can disengage that bite once I get down. All right, so I've got my bite in the rope, and now I'm just gonna keep flaking the other side. Putting my hand through, feeling those burrs on this side. If it starts to get too much for my hand, I can go ahead and drop this. Again, hey, I'm about to drop the other side. I drop the other side down, and then now I can just let gravity do the work. Let the rest of it come through my hand, get that feeling on there. This is a good way to flake it if it's been coiled up for a while. Right. And on this end, before I let it go, I'm just going to go ahead and close it because I know we're not going to be climbing on this side. Barrel knot will do the trick, and over she goes. And then when we get down to the bottom, like I said, all I got to do is pull that bite out of the rope, and we'll be good to go. So now we're going to head down to the cliff base and talk about some practice skills on a set of practice anchors here for cleaning and lowering. With most things, getting able to practice certain skills before actually attempting them is a great way to not only shore up your ability to do it, but also just to give yourself some iterations in a safe training environment. With rock climbing, one of the scariest and most life-threatening things that we can do is what's called cleaning and lowering. And basically that is cleaning a sport anchor or a top rope anchor from a set of hangers and rings. So we've got another video that we're going to go over on how to do that. But you know, when you get to Pilot Mountain, this set of anchors is located between Little Lamp and Three Bears area, which, like I said, are the areas that most people for the first time coming here are going to go to. So just take the time to get with your party, come to these anchors, set up your quad, use your tether, and just go through cleaning and lowering skills. You don't have to pull out your whole rope to do it. That's why I like bringing this tether. It mimics my climbing rope, and it's pretty easy to use to tie into myself and everything like that. So one, you see everybody going through the skills together, and we're doing it in a safe climbing environment so that when you do it for real, you know that everybody knows how to do it. So please take advantage of these climbing anchors. And if you're just not sure on how to do cleaning and lowering, check out the American Alpine Club. They're probably hosting clinics in your climbing gym, or come out to our Gym To Crag courses on the third Saturday of every month, or book us for a private climbing day, and we'd love to go over this particular skill with you. Thank you for watching this video series on climbing at Pilot Mountain. As always, please like the video, subscribe to our channel, share the video with your climbing partners, help us get the word out. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out to us or join us on our Gym To Crag course days every third Saturday of the month, or book a private climbing experience with us, and we'd love to help you become a safer climber and enjoy the places like Pilot Mountain here. If you're a TRC member, second Saturday of each month, we're doing an exclusive outdoor climbing day for you. So get with Triangle Rock Club to learn how to sign up for that. Have a great one, everybody, and remember, as we say here at YVA, have a great day.